Alright. A prime evening to all of you. I'm Thunderbird Prime, and tonight we're going to be wrapping up the final Casino Games lecture series. Finally getting around to the simplest or the most complicated game in the entire house. Craps, the dice game. You are right, Carmine. It is the dice game. Also, welcome Carmine, welcome Yusuke. Congratulations on getting first, Yusuke. You are now the coolest member of this stream tonight. Welcome Sora, welcome Cliff, welcome Happy. Dice, 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 dicey dice. No cap, the dice saved my life. I don't like admitting it, but it saved my life. I guess I should elaborate on that. It's like, I can't say something like that on stream and not elaborate on that. I've already told this story exactly once on stream. But the TLDR of it, the TLDR of Craps helped save my life. Alright, we gotta rewind back to I'm gonna say late 2016, where I had only about $100 left to my name, and I needed to get some money fast or bad things were gonna happen to me. So I did what any desperate individual would do in that situation and hit the casino. Now, I want to go on record. I absolutely hate gambling, but this is literally a life or death situation that I was in. So, I went to the casino. I scoped the place out. I scoped out all the games. And let me remind you that Blackjack was the only game I knew because I learned how to play that when I was 8 years old. No, I will not elaborate on that, but I will continue elaborating on this. Them loan sharks almost got you. This part of my life really was it's just like Kaiji. Kaiji is just like me for real, for real. But anyways, like I said, I was only familiar with Blackjack. But thankfully this casino had pamphlets and flyers just readily available for anyone who wanted to learn how to play all the various casino games. So I grabbed a few. I was like, all right, start reading the rules. Uh-huh. Oh, this game's bullshit. All right, next one. Mm-hmm. What's the payout? Mm-hmm. All right, uh-huh. That's bullshit too. Next one. Yeah, that's slightly bullshit, but that's still bullshit. And then I finally hit Craps, where I learned that is the only game that pays you true odds, according to the odds of winning versus odds of losing, which I will explain later. But yes, I decided to test my luck on Craps. Disclaimer: do not try this IRL. I got lucky. If it went the other way, I wouldn't even be here. All right? Let that sink in. If things had gone south, I would not be here talking to you today. No, I will not elaborate on that either. Anyways. So, I walked up to the craps table. I tossed in my last $100 to my name. In exchange, I got $100 worth of chips. And I started doing my bets. Alright, past line. Alright, start simple. Alright. Alright, Point becomes 6. Alright, put odds behind my 6 bet. 7 out. Fuck! Alright, let's try again. Pass line. Alright, come out roll. Points 5 this time. Alright. Put odds behind my pass line again. We gotta recoup our losses. The clock's ticking. The sword is dangling above my head. Alright. Rolls a 4. Okay, nothing happens. Rolls another 4. Okay, nothing happens. 7 out. Fuck. Alright, switch tactics. We're going don't pass. We're going opposite way. Alright, so point becomes 4. Damn, that would have been useful last round. But whatever. Whatever. Alright. So with the points 4, I go like super odds on my don't pass. And immediate 7 out. Oh, thank God I'm saved. And then I do that a couple more nights. Just slowly building up my money. Just desperately clinging on to life. Little did I realize, someone was noticing my activity. And that someone would be the eventual someone who would recruit me into the underground casino business. Which is a story I am in the progress of telling. As long as I remember how to tell it. Anyways, enough story time. Carmine, have you not been paying attention? I was like, I've been posting side lore like every week, just with my experiences in the underground scene. Now, did this all actually happen? I cannot confirm or deny that. For legal reasons, I cannot do that. Anyways, I guess enough rambling, enough story time. So yeah, that first night I was like at the brink of losing it all. But then I brought it back. It's like, listen, I switched tactics because I remember that old saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Alright, it's time to teach the game. Alright. Lecture on craps. So, craps. That exciting dice game that you've probably seen on TV. The one that always seems to depict snake eyes as a bad thing. This is not necessarily true. It depends on which phase of the game the players are in. And also what they're betting on. You see, chat, there are numerous bets to make at the craps table. You don't have to bet on all of them. In fact, I would recommend against it. Many of them are there simply to take your money. A bunch of one-time roll bets with seductive odds. But low chance of actually paying out. We'll be talking about a lot of them, if not all of them. Alright, so at a typical craps table, there will be 4 staff members working the table at any given time. First off, we have the person on stick. As the name implies, they have a stick, which they use to push the dice to whoever's throwing them this round. They also call out the dice roll result in order to communicate with the other staff members at the table. They're also in charge of many of the bets found at the middle of the table. They stand at the middle of the table where the dice are kept. Next, we have the other 2 dealers. They stand on the opposite side of the craps table from the stick, and also at the ends of the table. So let's see. So what I mean by that is like, alright, so the craps table is like in oblong shape, let's say. Not a circle. Not quite an oval either. It's like basically a rectangle with like the corners rounded off. Alright, so at one of the longer edges, the stick guy will be standing at the middle. And at the other long side, the opposite long side, the other 2 dealers will be standing at the edges of that. These guys are in charge of the bets on the edges of the table, taking in money, the majority of the payouts, and handling the on and off buttons, which we'll talk about later. There's a lot to talk about. Like I said, this can be the most complicated game if you choose to bet that way. Like I said, not all the bets are mandatory. Many of them are optional, many of them are side bets, but like I say, side bets are sucker bets. The last person is box person. They are always sitting at the table directly opposite of the stick. They are a supervisor or higher level staff assigned to the table to monitor everything, drop money, keep track of money, watch over the bankroll, etc. So yeah, those are our 4 members of the staff working at a craps table, because typically at any given casino game table, it's usually just one dealer. And there'll be like one supervisor watching like 5 to 6 tables at a time. Craps is the exception. We need 3 dealers minimum, 1 supervisor constantly at the table, and a second supervisor behind them, probably watching like 2 or 3 other tables maximum. No, 3 total maximum. Craps and like usually 2 other roulette tables. Because there can be a lot of money to be won at a craps table. And it's usually like the busiest and most exciting part of the casino too. Alright. Enough talk. Let's keep this lecture going. There are a ton of bets, which I will be going over right now. Alright. Let's pull up these pictures. Alright. Alright, the first one. The simplest bet. The simplest bet. The pass line bet. Hopefully this doesn't screw up. It probably will. Whatever. So, the pass line bet. Alright. We're gonna be like that? Fine. Oi. There we go. No. You gonna be like that? Fine. The simplest... Nope. The table. This is what we call a multi-roll bet. What I mean by this is the bet stays there until a win or loss condition is met. The pass line has different win and lose conditions depending on which phase of the game we are in. There are 2 phases. The come out or off phase and the point or on phase. All right, let's just focus on this picture for a bit, just so you can familiarize with yourself with the layout of the craps table. This is just half the craps table. There's like the middle bets here, and then the other side will be just a mirror image of this part of the table. But hey, here's the pass line. It's the closest to the edge of the table. It's pretty simple. It'll say pass line in big letters. And like I said, it's the simplest bet. I'll explain why it's the simplest bet. Alright. during the come out roll, alright, no. Before the come out roll, people will place their bets. Typically in this phase, it's only field, pass, don't pass, any craps, or 11. Wait, I almost forgot. 11 or horn bets. For someone to be allowed to throw the dice, they need either a pass line or don't pass bet in play. With each new phase, shooters will change, typically in clockwise rotation. Win conditions. Pass line wins on a dice roll of 7 or 11. Pretty straightforward. Pass line loses on 2, 3, or 12. If any other roll is made, i.e. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, we move on to the point phase. Or the on phase. Then the win and lose conditions also change. Which means I have to change this. Come out roll. Because the rules change depending on the phase of the game. So win condition on point roll. Pass line wins on if shooter rolls the point number. Pass line loses if shooter rolls a 7. Also, if I'm going too fast, please let me know. I will back up. I will explain anything you have questions about. This is a lecture after all. And my bitrate's going bananas. I don't know why. Alright. Any other roll, nothing happens to the pass line. We keep going until the shooter rolls the point or a 7. Due to probability, and the possible combinations, it's most likely to be a 7. Another thing about the pass line bet is that you can place odds bets behind your pass line bet when we're in the point phase. This is an additional bet tied to your pass line bet. A pass line wins, odds bet also wins. If pass line loses, odds bet also loses. Now, the odds bet will pay out differently according to what the current point is. If point is 4 or 10, odds payout is 2 to 1. If point is 5 or 9, payout is 3 to 2, like blackjack. If points is 6 or 8, odds payout is 6 to 5. Now, wait. Alright. The reason for these different payouts is quite simple. The odds are according to the odds of rolling that specific point number versus the odds of rolling a 7. So, example. Let's look at 4. What 2 dice combinations can make 4? 1 3, 2 2, and 3 1. What combinations can make 7? 1 6, 2 5, 3 4, 4 3, 5 2, and 6 1. As you can see, we have 3 combinations to win versus 6 to lose. Six to 3. Simplified is 2 to 1. And that's what I mean by craps is the only game that pays you true odds. Because all the other dice rolls, they don't matter in this scenario. Rolling a 5, you don't win, you don't lose. Rolling a 6, you don't win, you don't lose. Rolling an 8, you don't win, you don't lose. Rolling a 9, you don't win, lose. 10, you don't win, lose. 11, 12, 2, 3. For pass line, it's either only 2 numbers matter. The point number, whatever it is, whatever the point is this round, and 7. Those are the only 2 numbers that matter to the pass line bet. The same goes for 10. 3 versus 6. 5 and 9 are paired, just like 4 and 10. So for 5, it's like 1, 4, 2, 3. Yeah. 4 combinations to win versus 6 to lose. 6 and 8 are paired. Five combinations versus 6 to lose. And you can take a pair of dice, a pair of 6-sided dice, and do this yourself. Find the combinations to find the winning point number. If you have dice, you can figure this out. I do have a chart that I can't pull up for some reason. I do have a chart. Like it'll give you the dice total and the possible combinations. Like I said for 4, it's 1, 3, 2, 2, and 3, 1. For 10, it's 4, 6, 5, 5, and 6, 4. 7, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 1. There is 36 possible combinations of dice. And that's why 7 is typically the losing number, because it has the highest odds of rolling. It's in the house's favor. Of course it's in the house. It's always in the house's favor. Alright. Again, if I'm going too fast, don't be afraid to say something in chat. I will go back. I will explain it a little slower, a little clearer. If no one's saying anything, I'm going to assume you're all getting this. Alright. Duplicate. Alright, delete this. We need the new image here. Alright, so. Yes. Just as we have the pass line bet, we also have the don't pass bet. Basically, take everything you know about the pass line bet and do it in reverse. So, don't pass wins on 2 and 3, loses on 7 or 11. If 12 comes, it's a push. meaning a tie, meaning the bet is left there, left alone. Yes, push is the casino term for tie, so just in case anyone was lost on that, that's what it means. I should specify, this is on the come out roll. On the come out roll, don't pass, wins on 2 and 3, loses on 7 or 11, and pushes on 12. That's why it shows the 6 and 6 dice combination, showing, hey, that doesn't win or lose on 12. Dealers, pay attention. Don't be sleeping at the wheel. Next up, on the point phase, win and lose conditions are also in reverse. Wins if 7 is rolled, loses if the point is rolled. And of course, the odds payouts are in reverse. You need to risk more to win less, because now the odds are in your favor. So for 4 and 10, odds payout is 1 to 2. Meaning, you get paid $1 for every 2 you bet on your odds payout on the don't pass line. So if you're putting 10 odds on your don't pass, and the point's 4, and we 7 out, you're only getting paid 5 on your odds. That's what it means. 5 and 9, odds is 2 to 3. So you get paid $2 for every 3 you're betting. 6 and 8, odds is 5 to 6. It's like everything is in reverse. It's very straightforward. Everything is reversed between pass line and don't pass line bets. Alright, what is the next bet we should talk about? Ah, yes. Alright. Alright, make your jokes now. We're talking about the come bet. Go on, make your jokes. I'm waiting. Trust me, I had a good guffaw at this bet too. But if I could just get to... Hey, let me get to the text underneath. There we go. The come bet is only bet during the point phase. The come bet, in simple terms, is the pass line bet on crack. Now, what the hell do I mean by that? It means that it behaves just like a pass line bet. But it's I would say much faster. You don't need a pass line bet to make a come bet. Same rules apply. Wins on 7 or 11. Loses on 2, 3, and 12. And gets moved to whatever. Alright. So, same rules apply. 7 or 11 win. Loses on 2, 3, 12. If any other number is rolled, the come bet gets moved to that number to indicate that it's that number that needs to be rolled again to win. It plays just like the pass line, but faster. When the come bet gets moved to a number, that number needs to be rolled again before a 7 to win. It'll lose on a 7. Just like pass line bet. You can also place odds on your come bet, just like the pass line bet. This is what I mean when I say the come bet is the pass line bet on crack. All right. Hey, get rid of that. There we go. Now the don't come bet, same thing. Don't come bet is just the reverse of the come bet. Wins on 2 or 3, loses on 7 or 11, pushes on 12. Any other number gets moved behind that number. Not gonna lie, zoning out while drawing, thought it was on YouTube. Do I really have that kind of YouTube tutorial man voice? If so, that might be another avenue of content creation. Alright, a tad bit. Oh geez, alright. I don't know how to feel about that. I guess not offended. I am not offended by that. And again. And just like don't pass. Wins on 7. And loses if that behind number is rolled again before 7. So Don't come is the don't pass on crack. Faster, faster, faster. That's what I mean. Disclaimer, don't actually do crack. Alright. Next up. Next up are pretty simple. Not as in-depth as the others I've talked about. These next couple of bets. Alright. So, here we go. Hey. There we go. It's like, drag this out. Alright. Alright. Hey. Let me get to the text. Alright, there we go. The field bet is a one-time bet. That's why it's in yellow. To let everyone know that yellow bets are one-time bets. As you can see, the winning numbers for a field bet are displayed in the field bet. So there's no confusion. Field pays even money on 3, 4, 9, 10, and 11. Field loses on 5, 6, 7, and 8. On 2 and 12, Field pays 2 to 1. Double your money. Pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. You can bet this anytime. Now, next one. Next is laying the odds, as it's called. I'll just get the picture here. There we go. This is just don't pass in fewer steps. Typically only done when during the point phase. Hey Kato! Don't mind me, I'm just doing a lecture on craps. It's a bet that bets the shooter will roll 7 before the point. Payout is same as don't pass odds. 1 to 2 for 4 and 10. 2 to 3 for 5 and 9. 5 to 6 for 6 and 8. Let's just make this a little bigger so we can all see it. All right. Next one. Next is place bets. Just leave this here. Typically done when during the point phase. It's a simpler and less intimidating bet than odds. Because of this, the payout is lower. This is a multi-roll bet that the player can take down anytime between rolls. Oh yeah, I should probably go back here and say wins on 7, loses on point. These place bets win on their specific number and lose on 7. As you can see, a lot of bets either win or lose on 7. So I don't know why TV always makes Snake Eyes seem like the bad one, when it's actually 7 that's the real bad one. But I digress. Alright, so 4 and 10, payout is, I believe, 9 to 5. Yes. So you win $9 for every 5 you bet. $5 and 9, payout is, I believe, 7 to 5. $6 and 8, payout is 7 to 6. Yeah, 6 and 8 are the weird ones. They have to be bet in only increments of 6. Because they're not going to pay you in cents. They're not going to do that. Whole dollars only. That goes with all the other bets too. If you try to bet cents, you will probably get laughed at and more likely kicked out. Oh, and I can probably grab this. Oi. Grab this. Move it here. Move it in the back. Make it a background thing. Don't worry about it. Alright. Buy bets. These are simplified odds bets for pass line. Basically, it pays true odds, like the odds bets. The only difference here is that the house will take a 5% commission on winning buy bets. So they'll take $1 for every 20. That's 5%. Wins on the number that the buy bet is on. Loses on 7. Pushes on everything else. Yeah, place bets? Yeah, I said, yeah, lose on 7. As you can see, lots of things lose on 7. So reiterate, buy bet is just a simplified odds bet. But the house will take commission on that because you're trying to cheap out. I mean, you are cheaping out. Alright, so next up. Next bet. Yep. There we go. Hardway bets. Like the name implies. Let's bring this here. It's a multi-roll bet that bets if a certain even number, 4, 6, 8, or 10, is rolled the quote-unquote hard way, which is a roll of 2 identical numbers. So 4 is 2 and 2, 6, 3 and 3, and so on. 8, 4 and 4, 10, 5 and 5. Let me just take another drink of water. So, these win on the hard roll. They lose on easy roll. And 7. Again with the 7. 7 will haunt all these craps players. Alright. As you can see, the payouts are different according to the combination. I don't know why it says in this picture 10-1 on the hardway 6. It's supposed to be 7-1, just like... No, it's supposed to be 9-1, just like hardway 8. Alright, so... hardway 4 and 10 pay 7-1. Hardway 6 and 8 pay 9-1. Why the difference? Because it's easier to get easy 6 or 8 than it is easy 4 and 10. Now what do I mean by this? I mean the following. Let's look at the combinations for 6 and 8. There's 5 combinations each for 6 and 8. For 6 it's 1 5, 2 4, 3 3, 4 2, 5 1. For 8 it's 2 6, 3 5, 4 4, 5 3, and 6 2. Whereas the combinations for 4 and 10 is 1 3 2 2 3 1, 4 6 5 5 6 4. As you can see, it's easier to screw up on a 6 or 8 hard way than it is to screw up a 4 or 10 hard way. Because it's easier to screw up on 6 and 8, that's why it pays out more. That's why the odds payouts are different for 6 and 8 as opposed to 4 and 10. I'll just make this image bigger. If this program will cooperate with me, there we go. As you can see, bam. Maybe they make it a little smaller. I don't know why it says 10 to 1. It's supposed to be 9 to 1 for this 6-6. Done on point phase. People typically don't bet this on the come out phase. Anyways. Moving on to the next bet. Yeah, there's more. There's always more. Alright, so. Next one. Oh. I guess I'll do this one first. It's really simple. Any 7 bet. It's a one-time bet. Like the name says, you're betting the next roll is a 7. The odds are 4 to 1 if you win. Since 7 is usually a bad number, you'll probably get a lot of dirty looks if you bet this. Alright, next up. Oh boy. I am not looking forward to this next one. Alright. The any craps or C bet. This is a one-time bet that bets the next roll is 2, 3, or 12. This is typically only done on the come out roll. People will usually bet this if they're betting on the pass line bet, if in order to hedge their pass line bet, it pays 7 to 1. If 2, 3, or 12 is rolled, loses on everything else. Again, a one-time bet. Be careful. Right there. I'll show it right here on the diagram. Any craps, 7 to 1, 2, 3, 12. Or you could just bet on the individual 2, 3, 12. 2 and 12 pay 30 to 1. 3 pays 15 to 1. 11 also pays 15 to 1. Again, this diagram is wrong. This should be switched with this, the payout. 9 to 1 should be here. 7 to 1 should be here. God, this site is so unreliable. Anyways. Right. Here we go. Now let's talk about horn bets. These are what the 2, 3, 11, and 12 bets are collectively called. People will bet this any time if they're feeling crazy, which, considering they're gambling, is very much the case. Alright, we'll pull up this diagram again. Two and 12 pay 30 to 1. 3 and 11 will pay 15 to 1. At this point, you might as well just be playing roulette. I still don't understand why people want to play this bet. But hey, that's just me. Me, someone who actually crunched the numbers and realized, hey, this is bullshit. But I digress, as I always do. No. Here's where things start to get complicated with the horn bets. Actually, we'll just move this here. Get rid of this slide. Alright. Now here's where horn bets start to get complicated. Because of course it does. People who bet horn bets will typically bet all 4. As such, these bets are almost always in increments of 4. And as such, the payout calculations start to get messy, depending on what lands. Alright. Luckily, there's a formula for each scenario. If, let's say, H is the horn bet. If 3 or 11 hit, payout equals 3H, which is 3 times the horn bet. Now you're probably wondering, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Let me explain. If a horn bet hits, the player will always want to rebet the other 3 losing numbers. So in the interest of saving time and hand movements and all that jazz, we subtract the losing bets from the winning bet in order to keep that horn bet up. And they will always want to keep that horn bet up every single goddamn time. No, I'm not still bitter. Why do you ask? Anyways, like I said, if 3 or 11 hit, payout is 3. 3H, where H is the horn bet. So let's say H is 4, because $4, 1 for each of these bets. So let's work it out. 3 or 11, the payout for each of those is 15 to 1. Alright, so it wins in because that $1 is on 15 or 11 or 3, and 3 or 11 hit. So 15 to 1 on 1 is 15. But then you gotta subtract the 3 from the 2 bet, the 12 bet, and the 11 bet, which lost. So 15 minus 3 is 12. Hey, look at that. 3 times 4 is also 12. This works with any other number, assuming it's an increment of 4, which is what it's supposed to be. So let's say you bet 40 total. So H is 40. Let's work it again. H is 40. 3 or 11 hits. So that means 10 times 15 is 150. And then 150 minus 30 is 120. That's the payout. So we simplified, it's 3 times 40, which is 120. There you go. Now, if 2 or 12 hit, it starts to get a little messy. Basically, the payout is 7H minus H divided by 4. Yeah, we're doing math. Every VTuber's worst nightmare. Math. Except me. Which apparently, if I can do math, I'm automatically disqualified for being a VTuber. Oops. Alright, let's start with the simple one, alright? Let's say H is 4. The simplest horn bet. $4. $1 for each of the horn bets. So, let's do it the hard way first. Alright, we got $1 on each of these horn bets. On the 2, the 3, the 11, and the 12. 2 hits. Alright. 2. Alright. Yeah, 2 hits. 1 times 30. That's 30. 30 minus 3. That's 27. Alright. 7 times... Yes. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 minus 4 divided by 4. So 28 minus 1. That's 4. That's 27. Hey, look at that. It checks. The math checks. Of course the math checks. The house runs completely on math. There's no way it's not gonna check. Alright, let's do the 41, where H is 40. Alright, so horn bet is 4. That means 10 on each of them. 10 on 2, 10 on 3, 10 on 11, 10 on 12. 12 hits. There you go. 10 times 30 is 300. 300 minus 30 is 270. That's our result. Now, let's plug it into our formula, shall we? 7 times 40 is 280. 280 minus 40 divided by 4. So 280 minus 10. 270. Look at that! The formula works. That's why they gave us this formula to study and memorize. Because if you're fumbling with calculating the payouts, the customers are going to get angry, and then bullets are going to start whizzing by your head. Or directly at your head. And nobody wants that. What do you mean they don't do that at real casinos? Anyways. Now. Things... As if things weren't complicated enough. As if things weren't complicated enough. There's also horn high bets. Basically, horn high bets are horn bets, but in increments of 5. The fifth dollar will indicate which of the horn bets the horn high bet is leaning towards. So we have horn high 2, horn high 3, horn high 11, horn high 12. So what this means, you have the $4 on each of the 4 bets, and then an extra fifth, you're gonna juice up one of those 4 at your own choice. You just gotta tell the dealer which one is getting juiced. And you better tell them soon. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's a little less messy, but only a little bit. Alright, so here are the formulas, or formulae. If you want to be super grammatically correct about it, yes, here are the formulae for calculating the horn high bets. Alright. Low side hits. 11 to 5. So basically for every $5 they bet, you pay out 11. So if they bet 10, 22. If they bet 15, 33. So low side, that means 3 or 11. High side, 2 or 12 hits. That is 26 to 5. I mean, let's work it out. So let's say you bet horn high midnight, which is horn high 12, because we'll say midnight for 12. We'll say yo for 11 because 11 rhymes with 7, and well, we'll get into the whole superstitions of 7 later. That's why we call 11 yo. 3 is ace deuce. Deuce. 2 is either deuce or snake eyes, which is where the term snake eyes comes from, which you hear on TV when people are playing craps on TV. It's always snake eyes. For some reason, it's always snake eyes. But I digress. So, let's say you bet horn high midnight, so that means that extra $1 on 12. And it lands on 3, so 15 to 1. Alright. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 minus 1. 15 minus 4 is 11. There you go. To recoup the horn high bets that you lost, you take it out of the winning payout. Alright. So high side. So you're... Let's say you're betting horn high midnight. So that extra $1 on the 12, but 2 hits instead. So 30 to 1 on that $1 is 30. 30 minus the losing 4 remaining dollars that you lost. 30 minus 4 is 26. That's the explanation. Alright. Low side direct hit. 27 to 1. Why does it say 37? 27. There you go. So basically, let's say you're betting horn high yo, horn high 11. It rolls 11. So 15 to 1 on 2 is 30. So you win on the $2 and then you lose on the other 3. So 30 minus 3 is 27. It's supposed to be 27 to 5, not 27 to 1. That's a very different payout. And high side direct hit is 57 to 5. So horn high midnight, you're betting horn high midnight, which means you have $2 on horn high midnight, or the midnight horn bet, which is 30 to 1, and the other 3 are on 2, 3, and 11. 12 rolls. Alright, 30 to 1 on 2, 60. 60 minus the losing 3 bets. 60 minus 3 is 57. There you go. Wow, the wonders of math. And again, all horn bets, one-time rolls. All horn high bets, one-time rolls. But if they hit, the player betting that will always want the other ones to come back up, Which is why we have all these stupid formulae to calculate what the actual payout is, so we don't have to take down the bet and they don't have to rebet the bet, so we can save time. I hated these bets so goddamn much. Anyways. Alright, here's my personal advice. Alright. Here's my personal advice and strategy for craps. Don't play. It's true though. Don't play it. I am aware of the hypocrisy. I must reiterate. I played this because I had no other choice. It was literally a life or death situation. If there was another way for me to get that money, I would have. That's how desperate I was. Now that I have the choice, I will definitely not play craps. But if you choose to ignore my warning, then I can still offer some advice. Ignore the horn bets. One-time rolls. Might as well play roulette at that point. Hard ways. Also ignore them. In fact, just ignore all bets except pass, don't pass, and come, don't come. Like I've said several times, these are the only bets that pay true odds if you make the odds bets. Also, I generally recommend the 3-point Molly strategy. Like the name says, you're betting on 3-point rolls. Either the current pass line bet and 2 come bets, or just 3 come bets. You don't want to go too crazy on getting every point. If a 7 rolls, and it will, you will get wiped out if you have 5 or 6 combats with odds on each of them. On the contrary, for don't pass, don't come, if 7 rolls when you have several bets, you will win big. Because those bets are always opposite of each other. Pass, don't pass, opposite. Come, don't come, also opposite. So basically, 3-point Molly is as follows from memory. Have the pass line bet. Point established. Place a come bet. Place odds on your pass, and also a come bet. Normally a different number will roll, and that come bet will get sent to the new number. Place odds on that come bet and place a third come bet. A third new number will, in parentheses, usually roll. Place odds on that third come bet. And hopefully those numbers will hit before 7. Pass and come bets. That's basically the strategy. It's basically the same idea for don't pass and don't come. Only here you're hoping to get those DC bets set up and then win all of them at once when 7 rolls. If repeater numbers keep hitting, you'll lose fast. So be careful. There are all sorts of other strats. All the hard ways. Place bets only. The Iron Cross. I'd avoid those. There's too much variability and risk with these other ones. I mean, so is 3 Point Molly. And every casino game for that matter. So that's probably a moot point. The point is, in craps, there's only 36 possible dice combinations. And those combinations don't change. Blackjack has 8 decks shuffled amongst each other. Same with Baccarat. Roulette is also fixed possibilities, but they don't pay true odds. That's why I went with craps. When I was trying to hang on for dear life. Alright. That brings us to the end. Any questions? That concludes the craps lecture and the end of the casino game series of lectures. Will I do more lectures in the future? Who knows? Not something I'm considering just yet. Like I've said many times before, Thursday will be the wildcard day. Whatever I feel like doing on Thursday, I will do that. Maybe there won't even be a stream on Thursday. It all depends on how I'm feeling that week. If there are no questions, I will start looking for someone to raid. Unless someone uses the Guide the Raid redeem. We've only had that happen once before. Caught me completely off guard. I thought people just completely ignored that. But, yes. Did I have fun doing these casino game lectures? That's a complicated question to answer if I'm being honest here. It's like on one hand, I'm more than happy to share knowledge that most people will probably not be privy to. On the other hand, it just dredges up memories of days past that I'd rather forget. But I know I can't forget those days. As the old saying goes, those who don't know history are condemned to repeat it. That's why it's important for me to remember those days, so I don't end up in that place again. Anyways, if no one has any questions, any further questions, I'm gonna find someone to raid. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll boot up Idle Showdown and do some labbing? Who knows? Anyways. Let's see who's on tonight. Vanille is on, but she's currently BRB, so... No, she's back. Wow, perfect timing. Alright. We're gonna raid Vanille. She's playing LA Noire, I believe. So, let's begin the raid, and remember, stay prime.